In a previous video on this channel, we looked at why the Arrowhead 140/Type 31 frigate from the UK was a solid choice for the Royal New Zealand Navy. Now it's time to look at the other option, the upgraded Mogami from Japan's Mitsubishi Heavy Industries. In this video, we'll examine the ship's developmental history, its specifications, and why it should be the next warship for New Zealand. So, let's get started. One quick note before we begin: the first upgraded Mogami-class frigate, or new FFM, is scheduled to enter service for Japan in fiscal year 2028, while the first Australian-acquired variant is slated to enter service in 2030. With this in mind, good visuals of this exact type of vessel don't really exist, except for some computer-generated renders, and so we may show the original/regular Mogami class from time to time. But with that out of the way, we can't honestly get into the developmental story of the upgraded Mogami without first looking at its predecessor. According to navaltechnology.com, the original Mogami frigate was the result of the Japanese Ministry of Defense and its 2015 decision to allocate funds to analyze the construction of a new compact-type hull destroyer with new radar systems and additional multifunctional capabilities. It said that the Japanese Ministry of Defense agency known as ATLA, or Acquisition Technology and Logistics Agency, launched a new surface vessel program named 30DX in August 2017, and that ATLA selected Mitsubishi Heavy Industries as the prime contractor. Mitsui Engineering and Shipbuilding was chosen to be the subcontractor responsible for the construction of the vessels. Japan has ordered a total of 24 Mogami-class frigates. Well, sort of. 12 of these are the original Mogami class, while the other 12 are the upgraded variant. It was in August 2023 that news would emerge regarding an upgraded Mogami class design, with Mitsubishi Heavy Industries again selected as the prime contractor. According to reporting from the War Zone, the new multi-role frigates would boast larger standard and full-load displacements, while length and beam would also be increased compared to the Mogami class. It was noted that the propulsion, speed, and relatively small-sized crew would be similar to the original Mogami class. Despite being designated as FFMs, multi-function frigates, it was noted that the upgraded Mogamis would focus more on the air defense role. Indeed, MHI would choose to adopt the nomenclature FFM-AAW, meaning Multi-Function Frigate Anti-Air Warfare. Naval News says that the upgrades actually bring it closer in role and capability to a missile frigate, or FFG. And so this makes for a great transition into our listing of technical specifications for the upgraded Mogami. With the official page for the Mogami class on the Mitsubishi Heavy Industries webpage being next to useless, we'll take our facts and figures from the Royal Australian Navy's webpage on the ship, since a Kiwi configuration of the Mogami would have certain similarities with the goal of interoperability. And so the upgraded Mogami has a standard displacement of 4,800 tons, while Asian Military Review says the ship has a full load displacement of 6,200 tons. The ship's length is 142 meters and beam is 17 meters. Basic crew for these ships is said to be approximately 92 sailors, but there will be accommodation for up to 127 on board. Propulsion is CODAG, or combined diesel and gas, and this allows the ship to attain speeds of over 30 knots. The Royal Australian Navy plans to have a 32-cell vertical launch system, along with surface-to-air missiles and anti-ship missiles. There will be a single 5-inch or 127mm main gun, plus one CRAM short-range point defense system provided by RTX. This is an automated close-range naval defense system that combines the tracking sensors of the Phalanx CIWS with an 11-missile launcher for the rolling airframe missile. For sensors, the RAN will use a towed array sonar system, or TASS, an active electronically scanned array, or AESA radar, electronic countermeasures, or ECM, as well as an advanced tactical data link, or TDL system. Each frigate is planned to have a single MH-60R Seahawk maritime combat helicopter. According to the New Zealand Institute of International Affairs, it was in November 2025 that New Zealand formally conveyed its interest in Japan's new Mogami-class frigates, following Australia's selection of the same vessel months prior. In May 2026, New Zealand's Minister of Defence had this to say about the military's current stance on the new frigates. Our decision to prioritise discussions with our partners and focus on considering the Japanese Mogami-class frigate selected by Australia and the UK's Type 31 frigates to inform the business case reflects our need to be interoperable and leverage efficiencies. That same month, Japan's Chief Cabinet Secretary welcomed New Zealand's decision to consider the upgraded Mogami-class frigate as a candidate, calling it beneficial for strengthening deterrence in the Indo-Pacific. The Japanese official highlighted that a selection of the upgraded Mogami could significantly improve interoperability among the Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force. It should also go without saying that such a choice would mean a great deal of interoperability with New Zealand's closest ally, Australia, as well. After all, the Aussies have ordered 3, with plans to eventually grow this fleet to 11. The first of the ships is scheduled for delivery in 2029, with these first 3 being made in Japan. The topic of Kiwi interoperability with Australia really can't be overstated here. Indeed, it was in December 2024 that the two nations put out a joint statement on closer defence relations. Within the larger statement, there was this specific sentence: "We will introduce more common, complementary and increasingly interoperable capability, further enhancing our ability to act together in support of shared interests." And so, with Australia not planning to acquire the Type 31 while committed to the upgraded Mogami, there's a pretty solid case for the Japanese ship. But, moving on, Naval News points out that one of the frigate's key advantages is its advanced automation, enabling a far smaller crew than other ships of the same size and comparable Western frigates. This makes it attractive for smaller navies facing manpower shortages and recruitment issues. Indeed, Radio New Zealand noted in 2025 that the NZDF was dropping its entry requirements in a bid to boost numbers, as it has become increasingly difficult to attract young people into some parts of the armed forces. Navy Lookout adds more detail to the problem, reporting that in 2024 more than 600 naval posts were unfilled, directly constraining ship availability and readiness. And so if the new Mogami can operate with fewer sailors while being just as effective, well, that's a pretty big selling point. Another good thing to note about the Mogami program is that it's fairly mature, at least if you're including the original frigate design. As the first of these entered service in 2022 and some 10 have been delivered as of mid-2026, it looks like Mitsubishi Heavy Industries is doing well in constructing and delivering vessels. Things are a little less proven for the upgraded Mogami, with construction starting in 2024, but if the main difference is size and displacement, then hopefully scaling up won't be/hasn't been an issue. Yet another potential selling point for New Zealand, stemming from interoperability with the Australians, might be the ability to jointly procure ships with their Aussie neighbours, if it's not too late. We know that Australia has signed a contract for 3, but is yet to fully commit to the other 8. With this in mind, perhaps Wellington and Canberra could try to craft some sort of joint procurement strategy in an attempt to lower per-unit cost. This might be easier said than done, since it's already widely known that the Australians want a total of 11, but New Zealand hasn't made it clear how many it could acquire. In an article on the website DefSec New Zealand, Line of Defence magazine editor-at-large Dr. Peter Greener explained that former RNZN officer Andrew Watts has highlighted that operational research repeatedly demonstrates that a minimum of 3 ships is needed to ensure the reasonable availability of one fully effective ship at any given time. Watts then goes on to say, given the imperative in the Defence Capability Plan to reduce the number of ship classes in the Navy, whilst some may consider that 3 fully fitted frigates may be adequate, 4 hulls might be preferable. And so, circling back to the joint procurement idea, New Zealand could have some added bargaining power to lower per-unit costs if teaming up with Australia. And if the country wants to order 3 or 4 ships, then the new Mogami's ability to operate with fewer sailors becomes even more of a selling point. It's said that New Zealand's final recommendation/selection is expected to go to Cabinet before the end of 2027, and so it looks like we have a good deal of time to discuss the possibilities for at least a few more months. With that being said, the third and final part in this mini-series of sorts will compare the Arrowhead 140/Type 31 side by side with the new Mogami to see how the ships compare. So we hope you'll subscribe to stay informed of when new videos come out. But what are your feelings about New Zealand potentially going with the Mogami from Mitsubishi Heavy Industries? Let us know by leaving a comment.